Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a very long time since I've done anything. I was here actually last weekend on my birthday, June 5th, and I had a little short video that I was going to share, but it didn't come out right, so I didn't bother. But anyway, I'm here to see the results of what I did. I did something that is not conventional. A lot of people are against, but I just have to get this car running, and it's not in a state, as you can clearly see, and it's been sitting like this for almost a year and some change, and I just really need to get it. Now I know what I'm going to say is controversial. A lot of people want to feel a certain type of way about it, but please hear my logic behind this. Now I have this vehicle sitting here, I got it running, I did my manual swap, I did all these different things, and I was proud of myself. You know what I mean? Some people doubted me, and it was just a good thing just to do, not because of them, but just for myself, because I took on a challenge and I got it done. Now in that process, as you guys see, that as I documented on my channel, MJNAJR E28, I realized something. And that's something that I realized was that, hey, rusted fuel lines, rusted brake lines, brakes wasn't working. Like when I stopped the car here, I could barely stopped it here. You know what I mean? And it was just like a whole nother slew of things that led me to the subframe having to be removed, because I saw those holes and I was getting all discouraged. I was like, this car is totaled, woe is me. Anyway, I decided to try to embark on welding. That didn't really work out to, the way I wanted it to. Now I bought a welder, it was a flux core welder, a very cheap welder, but that, as you guys know, flux core welders are really good for welding thicker steel or thicker gauge steel, not really automotive steel. Now unless I was sick with it as like a professional welder and had that kind of skill set, then maybe I could kind of finagle it, and I didn't. And I didn't have the time to get a MIG welder or the money at the time to get the MIG welder, gas, and practice. So, and as you guys know, the car being at my parents' house, not really accessible to me when I want to work on it, made things a little bit more difficult because of time, weather. I got my own family, got my own situation I got to take care of, work, etc., and the weather. So I had to make a decision. Now my parents, little jokes here and there about moving the vehicle, and rightfully so. I had the car originally over here when I was working on it. I moved it over here because I could move it now, and I wanted to wash it and work on a harder surface, whatever. And then I ended up leaving it here for such a long time. So now I decided I'm just going to do here it comes, guys, 3M panel adhesive. As a bond is very strong, and if used properly and done correctly, it could be just as strong as welds, if not stronger, right? So my logic is this car's E28E. The car was not fast when I'm not looking for speed, I'm not doing anything crazy. I just want a vehicle that's functioning, that I can drive and really, go to the shows and utilize the car. I had this car for 6 years. When I really thought about it, I was like, well, I had this car for 6 years. Not only this time flying, but I only drove it really once. You know what I mean? And it's been sitting here all this time, and it's a lot of wasted time. And I figured that, look, man, as long as I can get this thing to adhere properly, and most of the structure for the subframe mounting points were intact. Most of the metal that was still there was still solid. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of surface rust, and the cylindrical part that actually holds it was good. And I was like, you know what? Now I'm going to check it. I want to see. I still got to get some seam sealer, and I want to get some undercoating just to cover it, and then I'm going to hit the ground running with the subframe. I'm still waiting for my cousin that I gave my axles to for rebuild, and I gave him my rear brake calipers. And at this point, if I don't hear from him anytime soon, I might have to bite the bullet and try to scrounge up some cash and buy replacement ones, because I really need to get this car back on the ground on all 4 tires so I can move it out the spot, get my parents back their driveway, and also start heading in the right direction as far as getting the vehicle running. Now I know there's a lot of talking, and I apologize for that, but at the end of the day, I really want to try to get this thing done. Okay, so here's one of them. It's very solid. I mean, I think for the limited amount of time and the way I did it was pretty good. Like I said, I'm gonna hit this corner here with some seam sealer around here, some undercoating, and for the most part everything is tied in and it's very solid. I'm very impressed with the way it is right now. Yeah, I mean, I'm also impressed with my skills, and I'm not gonna hold you, like how I was able to do this with wires, metal shears, and just kind of get a hammer and kind of forge it the way it is. So hold on, let's go to the other side. Okay, so here's the other one that I did. Don't mind the mess on it. And like I said, I'm kind of happy the way I forged this joint. And honestly, it feels very solid. There's no play, there's no movement. And like I said, once I hit it with some of that seam sealer. Now, too bad I couldn't weld, man. Look at that. Look at this metal, man. Like, I know I see a little space here, but this part right here was no metal there that was rusted. It was mainly in this space here. But I'm gonna hit it with some seam sealer, like I said, and then I'm gonna hit it with some undercoating. As you can see, there's a lot of rusted spots here, like here, like, you know what I'm saying, like here in the trunk area. This whole strut is messed up. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Look at that strut. It's rusted. So when I asked the guy when I bought this car, it's rusty. He's like, nah, there's some couple of spots there. Now maybe he didn't know, or maybe he did know. And he just told me that. But you know, I was a little bit younger, so, and I wanted a project and I wanted something unique, which is just E28. So with that being said, yeah, I'm not really tripping. Like I said, I'm not making no crazy horsepower gains. Who knows what's gonna happen in the future? I might, you know, put this car together, rock with it for a while, sell it, or maybe I get skilled enough where I could strip it down and do something more creative with it. But in the meantime, I just wanted to run. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, not an action-packed video today, except for the raccoon almost getting me. But I have good news, got a plan going on. As I showed you guys earlier in the video, stuff is good on the subframe mounting points. They're good. I took the subframe out, just going over the video that I had, and also the book to, you know, remember, because it's been such a long time, where these things go, understand it, got that visual. Also got in contact with my cousin. He said he got the part still, so it's gonna matter me picking it up and giving the guy, I guess, the money that he needs so I can get that started. So everything seems to be working well. I think the next time I come here is to get the seam sealer, the undercoating. I'm gonna try to get something similar color because I don't want to have to repaint the other undercoating under the car. I don't want to go through the whole hassle. My dad kind of convinced me to paint these, seeing that even though the subframe is not as perfect as it was when I painted it, but at least it looks a little bit more fresher than these. I might just like hit it with a coat of paint, nothing crazy, nothing super, you know, elaborate. Like I said, not a show car, just something to get done. Probably gonna do that. I decided I'm not gonna change these bushes. I did realize when I looked at the box of the parts that I have for the subframe, I did buy replacements to these, but for the most part, there's not really a lot of play in them at all, and they're pretty much, you know, solid inside. So I'm assuming that these are pretty good as in regards to how they are situated. So I'm not even gonna worry about changing those. And again, like I said before, not making crazy power, nothing doing anything crazy, not tracking the car, not doing anything like that. I just want the car to be safe and reliable, and the only way for me to find out about the reliability is obviously having to drive it. I only drove this car for real once. So that being said, I'm packing up everything because I'm getting ready to leave, go home. My dad still got the engine here, hopefully put it in his van soon. You got to remember, here goes the car. You know, I got stuff to do, man. There's a lot of content in here, man. A lot of content. I gotta put the dash and stuff back together. This car looking crazy, clean it up inside. You know what I'm saying? I want to like shampoo everything, get it really nice and clean. As you can see, like this wasn't like this before, so I gotta clean this up. Probably hit it with a compound and a polish. You know, they ain't gonna be perfect, but just to kind of get some of these swirl marks off and make it a little bit more presentable, obviously. And yeah, that's the end goal for this. And a couple of questions for you guys. First question is, as you can see from what I just showed you guys in the car, let me show you one more time. My driver's seat is non-existent. So as you can see, this is how it was when I got it, by the way. So it wasn't like this happened when I was doing everything. This is exactly how it was when I purchased the vehicle. Perpetual gangster lean. This right here tore a hole in my jeans when I got the car, and I bought it off the guy and I drove home. And yes, I need a driver's seat. Now I was looking at the forums, and I know there's many different ways to, you know, put in an E30 seat, because I can't really find an E28 sports seat. You know, I don't mind if it's a different color, because maybe I can get it reupholstered, or, you know, my mom and I'm pretty nice with a needle and thread, so maybe they can help me out with something like that. However, I need a seat to be able to drive, and obviously I can't drive like that safely, and especially when I'm driving a manual car and, you know, getting my manual legs back. So yeah, the door card for this is inside the house. Also, the lock was messed up, so the gentleman had another key lock thing that was here, but it wasn't really anything in it. It was just a placeholder, and I decided to switch the key for the trunk because obviously the trunk one was messed up, and the whole mechanism for the automatic door opener or door locks doesn't work anymore. I mean, it works, but it doesn't really lock the driver's side, and I need that to be fixed. So that's another thing I'm looking to get. There's a lot of little miscellaneous pieces there, so I'm asking if you guys know anybody or any leads or any type of suggestions. Maybe I could take that seat apart and rebuild it. I don't know. Just please feel free to let me know. Again, sorry for the long talking video. I'm gonna edit this out as much as I can to give you guys all the pertinent information. However, I want to thank you guys again for watching. I want to thank you new subscribers, old subscribers, those who's been hitting me up on Instagram, encouraging me. I know I let a lot of you down with that, what it is, this freaking adhesion, 3M adhesion. But I'm sorry, guys. It was something I just had to get done. I couldn't wait on the welding. I didn't have anybody to help me weld the car. You know what I mean? It was just too much, and it took a whole year and a half for me just to kind of like pull the trigger on this, which I was thinking about doing this years ago, but I was like, no, I wanted to do it the right way, and I never got it done. So anyway, I'm sorry, guys, but thank you guys again for your support. I really do appreciate you guys. Really do appreciate the community. I just really want to get this car on the road, man. I just want to be able to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to be like this pessimistic, doom and gloom type of guy, but you know, you see what's going on in the world right now. You see the stuff's going on in time, and the weather's nice, and time is just flying. As I got older, I just realized time has just been flying. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't want to waste time. So at the end of the day, bear with me. Thank you guys again. Enjoy your day. God bless. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.